Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. I'm saying bye with the one half of the new MIW Tag Team Champion, Wyatt Tordsen. Wyatt, how does it feel to be you and Mitch Paradise to be the first ever MIW Tag Team Champions?
It feels pretty dang great. Me and Mitch, Mr. Paradise, actually, when I first started out, helped me out train a little bit. You learned me some tips and tricks, and it's an honor to have my first championship with Mr. Paradise here in MIW.
So I know that it's been well over a year since I have you on here. And I've been meaning to ask you, and I think, well, as my YouTube audience wants to know, why do you always have your face painted halfway? Can you kind of explain that to my YouTube audience? What that means and what that symbolizes?
Absolutely, I can talk about that. So, when I was born, I was actually born blind in my right eye. So I'm actually legally blind in my right eye. And for most of my elementary, adolescent life, I was very bullied for it. I had a very bad lazy eye growing up. And so I would get bullied all the time about my lazy eye. And so I wear the face paint to remind myself that, that's not who you are. It symbolizes the other side of my face that, everybody made fun of me my whole life, and just to kind of cover it up and just, be my full authentic self. When I cover my face up, I'm not thinking about, my blind, my lazy right eye. I'm thinking about just being me and wrestling to my full potential.
All right, thank you for explaining that and whatnot. You have been on a roll as of late. I mean, you faced the likes of, oh my goodness, some of the best wrestlers in the Midwest. I've been thinking, I told you this on Facebook. Actually, I believe was Instagram message.
Yep.
And I said, one day you're gonna be champion here, and look what you did.
Yep.
You became champion.
Yep. I'm my second ever tag belt ever. My first one was of All Out Pro Wrestling a couple years ago, and it's been a couple years since I've held a strap. So I'm happy to have one again, and we got to defend it every month now. Every time we come here, me and Mr. Paradise, we have to come out for people that want to take us down. And me and Mitch, we're ready for the fight. Mitch is one of my trainers growing up in this wrestling business. So I'm ready to take on anybody who wants to come and take it from us.
And who would you like to, if it were up to you, who would you like to defend those newly won tag team titles against with, if given the chance or opportunity?
That's a great question. I had to think about it a little bit, but I'm all about competition. I'm all about wanting to be the best. And one of the best tag teams in Minnesota independent wrestling right now has to be NDS or Royal Flavor.
Oh, because something that doesn't surprise me one bit. Royal Flavor has held those tag team titles every promotion they go to. So this wouldn't surprise me if they make their MIW debut and challenge you and Miss Paradise for those titles.
I would agree. I'm going to actually put this out right now. An open challenge to Royal Flavor. Come to MIW. You want to go around the whole Minnesota independent scene grabbing every single tag team belt. Well, we're Minnesota Independent Wrestling. We run this. So come take it from Mr. Paradise and I. We'll give you one heck of a fight, and we would love to have Royal Flavor. But you know what? NDS is no joke. NDS. Levi and Riley, they have been here. They have been here at MIW, and you know what? If Levi wants to come back, team up with Riley. I know Riley's the world heavyweight champion right now. Riley's running MIW, and I have all the respect for Riley in the world. He's someone I look up to. But I'm all about competition. I'm all about wanting to be my best version of myself. And so right now, I'm issuing a challenge to the two very best tag teams I know in Minnesota Independent Wrestling right now, which are Royal Flavor or NDS. Me and Mr. Paradise, we want the smoke. Come on, come and get it. Take the Minnesota Independent Wrestling Tag Team Championships from us. Do it. I dare you.
Yeah, I guess they're gonna get that message, because once I put this episode out with I think the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's gonna be out on YouTube and possibly Instagram, and hopefully they'll see this video and they'll take it to heart. Let me tell you. So
we want the smoke. We want the smoke, Michael. Mm-hmm. You know, I know you've known this. You've watched them for the last couple of years. You know how good NDS is. And the Royal Flavor, man, they're young, but they are young and hungry, and they're good. And I want the best. I want the best, Michael. I'm all about being the best version of myself. So come on, make me the best version of myself. Come to MIW. Challenge me, Mr. Paradise. I dare you.
Mm-hmm. So my next question to you is, I know I asked this, on the last interview, but we want to catch up because I got, a new audience and whatnot. So, tell my new audience, how did you get your start in pro wrestling right quick?
That's a great question. This might be a little lengthy.
That's fine.
Yeah. So when I first started out, COVID hit, right? I graduated the class of 2020 from high school. I knew I wanted to wrestle. I knew I didn't want to go to college. I knew I just wanted to be a wrestler right when I turned 18. So COVID took over, and we all don't know how that went. I had to wait my turn. So I'm doing ring crew for AWF, American Wrestling Federation. I'm doing ring crew for Minnesota Independent Wrestling. I'm doing ring crew for All Out Pro Wrestling, which is no longer here with us. And that's, I was just hungry to get in the business. And then finally, that academy opened. And then I went with Mr. Anderson, or Mr. Kennedy from WWE, if you prefer. And I trained there for about a year and a half. And then was able to, take bookings here. And MIW was one of those promotions where I first found myself, where, I'm from around this area, right, Michael? I'm right around this area. So this has been able to be my home promotion, where I've been able to hone my craft, become the best version of Wyatt Tordsen himself. And today was a big milestone to win that MIW Tag Team Championship with Mr. Paradise himself. But, that's just one step forward, man. I have so much more to look forward to. The next goal after this, I'm going to focus on my title reign, Mr. Paradise. We're going to hold these titles as long as we possibly can, live to our fullest potential. But at the end of the day, Michael, that will come. We all know things in wrestling come to an end. Everything comes to an end. Even if it's Roman Reigns' crazy WWE long title reign, it eventually comes to an end. So eventually my title reign with Mr. Paradise and I will come to an end, unfortunately. We will try our very best not to make that happen, but it will probably. And then one day, I'm going to fight for my very first singles belt. And I promise you, Michael, when that day comes, I'm going to give it everything I got in my being.
And I just hope that I be here to see you go after that singles run, because you do, like you mentioned, you have potential. You have potential. Because how old are you?
It might surprise some people. I was told recently that I look younger than I look, but I'm actually 23.
23 years old, and you got a whole career ahead of you. You know, when when I started working in the wrestling business, not as even though I'm not qualified as a wrestler, I do other stuff in the wrestling business, like doing these interviews and going to wrestling shows, and it takes its toll. You gotta be away with your family every month. Every month, and that's the sacrifice I take, because that's where I signed up for, And I actually started when I was probably 26, 27. So late in the biz, but I've been doing all these interviews with some of the best wrestlers in the Midwest right now. And, I see potential. I go to these wrestling shows, and I'm going to focus on this particular wrestler. I focus on you a lot because you have that potential to become a singles champion one day. And hopefully I'm there for the ride, because I will be filming your matches for MIW. Because Terry Fox, he doesn't care as long as I don't swear. But he watches my videos and whatnot. He tells me I do a great job at this, and he gives. I like Terry Fox because he puts on great shows. If it wasn't for him, I don't think this, we wouldn't be doing this right now. I wouldn't even sitting by talking to you, or me and Sean, my assistant right there. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Terry Fox and whatnot. So I gotta give props to him, for, he sees talent, and he's old school,
Yes. He's very old school. Mr. Fox, our promoter here at Minnesota Independent Wrestling, here in the Chan Legion, he's very old school. He's an old timer. So you have to, like you said, be ready. And if you are a wrestling fan, those old timers of this business, they're very tough and they're very gritty. So, for lack of, you got to be tough and gritty. You got to be tough and gritty, Michael.
And before we wrap up this interview, I'm gonna be like Chris Van Leek. What are 3 things are you most grateful for?
That's a great question, and I think that's a great question in the interview off. We all should be grateful for everything, especially of how times are in America right now. 3 things I'm grateful for are, first, my family. Especially, I'm grateful for my whole family, but my father. My father comes to every single wrestling event. He's there to support me. If I need, he's there. Ignore Petey, but I'm very grateful for my family and my father, who is a huge wrestling fan, who comes out to every single show and supports me. And I would not be here without my father. The second thing I'm grateful for, I gotta think here, Michael. The family thing was, first thing that came to my mind. Now I gotta think here. Second thing I'm grateful for would just be healthy. My back feels good. I'm 4 years in this business, and I have taken a lot of power bombs. I've taken a lot of power slams. I've taken a lot of dives outside already in my career. And I feel nice, young, and refreshed. Not saying I'm not young, but I feel younger than someone who's been wrestling for a couple years. So, first thing I'm grateful for is my family. Second thing I'm grateful for is my health. The third thing I'm grateful for, let's think here. Third thing I'm grateful for is not you, Kane and Chorus. Get out of here. Get out of here, Kane and Chorus. great wrestler, by the way. He's a great wrestler, and I love him very much. He's staring at me right now, so I'm not saying this out of pressure. The third thing I'm grateful for, I don't want to see something like lame, like I'm grateful for wrestling. Third thing I'm grateful for would be for this wonderful state of Minnesota, who, you know, has been under a lot of attack recently, and this place I call Minnesota, which is my home. They give me a place to wrestle every single weekend. I can go. I love my Minnesotans. I love my Minnesota fans because, you know, I don't wrestle out of the state that much. Hopefully, I get out of the state here a couple more months. I'll get out there, but I'm extremely grateful for our Minnesota fans, our Minnesota population, and our whole state as our whole state. You know, Michael, Minnesota is one of the fundamental pieces of wrestling, and I'm very grateful to be born in this state, be raised in this state, and to be able to wrestle in this state.
Wow, that's deep. Yeah, thank you for sharing that and whatnot. So, where can wrestling fans follow you on social media?
So I actually have a unique last name, Michael. My name is just Wyatt Tordsen. I'm the only Wyatt Tordsen in the world. So if you want to find my name, just look up Wyatt Tordsen on every single social media. It should be first and last name, no underscores, no dashes, just Wyatt Tordsen on Instagram, on X, or even on YouTube. Those are my socials.
Okay, and you guys can follow me on my social medias as well. Facebook is Michael's Corner. I be posting wrestling related stuff as well as the upcoming wrestling shows I go to. I sometimes be roasting most of the wrestlers, especially Shay Diesel.
Oh, Mr. Diesel.
Shay, I'm gonna say this. Shay, I will deal with you at the next wrestling show that I see you in. I don't know when this episode will be out, but on February 1st at that Doghouse Wrestling, you better be ready for me because I will be giving you a hard time. You just better be ready for Michael mode. Because if you're not ready for me, I have backup. But with that being said, follow me on Facebook, Michael's Corner. Instagram is at MichaelPam03. X is at MichaelPam. And then YouTube, you guys know my YouTube channel, Michael's Wrestling Channel. Easy to remember. You go on that search engine on YouTube and you just type in Michael's Wrestling Channel and she'll pop right back up. It'll be a picture of myself and you and this handsome face. You can't miss Wyatt Tordsen and I. So hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you won't miss out on any content that I post. And that's about it. And make sure you leave a comment. Please leave a comment because I love it when you guys leave a comment on the matches that I post on my YouTube channel. So please do that for me because that's going to help my YouTube channel grow. So, all right. You guys have a good night and I will see you guys in the next episode.